Okie dokie guys, this is Luke Sikora with Arc Roofer. I'm up here right over the 2 bedrooms where you have those leaks, and I kind of drew these big circles here indicating where they are kind of directly below, which means it could be, the leak could be coming from around this area or above this area, around that area or above that area. So I wanted to show you what's above the first room. Your AC unit is kind of right in between the middle, right below that big plastic vent. So right above this first leak, we have a pipe here, and you can see that there's way for water to get in all around that pipe. That pipe needs to be resealed. These plastic vents, the flashings are also plastic, and they always tend to curl and wave. You can see that, and when they do that, it kind of lifts up and kind of curls. Right here, look at that. See, water, wind-driven water, rain can get in there, and then right there, you can see, watch. You can see that. There's a nail right there, okay? And water gets in here, goes down that where that nail's traveling, drops in the attic. So those are 2 places where that's a possibility. This is just me seeing what size hail hit the property. You can kind of see the size of the dents here, which tells me that the hail was possibly the size of a little larger than a quarter. Okay. Now this area right here that I circled here, this is right over the AC unit. I don't think this is entering the house, but definitely is about to, if not already, somewhere else. But this is a nail sticking through the shingle here, and it's already rusted. So eventually that will leak, if not already. And then here's the other leak, okay, right below here, and there is all these components right above it. So we've got a dryer vent. Now, dryer vent, okay, this is a 4-inch. I believe when you have a 4-inch, you see all that lint build up? Okay. That's jammed. That little flapper in there won't even close. It's jammed. It could be filled with lint. And then when the dryer's going, first of all, this should be a 6-inch vent, not a 4-inch. Because the duct going from your dryer, if it's a 6-inch with a 4-inch vent, it's constricting it, which could be building up moisture in that vent, and then a lot of moisture, and then it starts dripping in your attic. That is a possibility for the dryer vent. Okay, let's keep going up. Here's another pipe here, and you can see the caulking is starting to fail, and you can see when I press on it, so that crack just opens. Look at that. Okay, so water could be getting in there as well, dripping down from there. And then over here, you got similar issue, okay, on the other side. Okay, look how much give that has. And then that nail right there is exposing already, and it's rusted. So you already know wind-driven rain is getting down that nail head. Now these are very, very common leaks. I see these every single day because every roof needs to be maintenance and have a maintenance plan. And that's part of the problem of why I see so many leaks, because nobody maintenances their roof every 2 to 3 years. So if you want to prevent and be proactive against leaks in your house, you want to go ahead and set up a yearly inspection as well as a roof maintenance tune-up every 2 to 3 years, just to keep ahead of the curve and prevent those things from happening. And then every time it hails or a large windstorm, you also want to make sure that you get those inspected after every storm, because here's what hail damage looks like. Okay, now this storm was pretty directional, so you can see the dents already that I marked, but you can see all the spatter here on the metal. Okay, you can see some of the markings on the roof. Here's a few that I chalked here. Okay, so you do have some evidence of hail. It's not too bad. You don't necessarily need a new roof. You may have a slight opportunity to get a new roof with the insurance carrier. Doesn't mean you have to or you need to, but you need to know at least what your pros and what your cons are to possibly neglecting that opportunity. And you also need to know what the good things are if you take that opportunity. Okay, so we're gonna follow up with some more pictures, but here's some more evidence of hail on what that looks like. Okay, it's not severe, but it's still here. Okay. All right. It's not severe, but it's still here. So you need to know what your options are. Okay. That's a blister. That's not hail. All this other stuff is hail that I've marked up or evidence of hail. And then you've got some things that aren't unrelated to hail that could be causing leaks all over. So we'll talk about suggesting at minimum, a roof maintenance plan that will get you on a proactive schedule to minimize the risk for you and your family. All right, thanks for choosing Arc Roofer, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.